Vast majority of travelers entering Canada allowed to skip 14-day quarantine. CBC.ca Deals. Woot discounts AirPods Pro to $189.99, $59 off. Macrumors. AMD Radeon RX 6800 leak reveals huge boost, and RTX 3080 should be worried. Tom's Guide. Apple iPad Air 4 2020 review. The Air tablet moves closer to the Pro model. Notebookcheck.net. OnePlus will include these highly requested features in its upcoming phones. Android Central. Microsoft introduces Pluton security chip for upcoming Windows computers. Gizmochina. Fleets. Twitter launches disappearing tweets tool worldwide. The Guardian. Instagram is making it possible to search by keyword. Search Engine Journal. Oppo teases Find X3 with new image capturing and display capabilities. GSMArena.com News. GSMArena.com. 2022 Honda Civic prototype. Bold looks, better tech, more safety. Motor